Tuesday, July 22nd. This is the Lion Channel. I'm John. Day 82 of my manifesting journey. Talked about several times on here, the ebb and the flow. Okay, and what I'm starting to realize is that there's an ebb with everything. So sometimes you're in the ebb of manifestation, sometimes you're in the ebb of glitches, sometimes you're in the ebb of challenges. And so the last couple days have been challenging days. Okay, today I woke up, it started off well. Okay, credit score was still on the rise, and my credit rating for the first time in my life, so you could call this another manifestation. All right, first time in my life my credit has been good. Okay, might not seem like much to some of you out there, but as I've said, when you grow up in certain environments and you're falling asleep with those thoughts each and every night for your whole life, you don't know any different. And so you stay the same. And this is what I'm talking about on here. Like, I'm 48 years old and my life had been kind of one way for the last 47 plus years. And just over the last close to 4 months, everything has started to change. Okay, across the board, finances, happiness, relationships, you name it, everything just keeps getting better. But I still have challenging days, as I keep saying. And so today, even though it started out like it did with that manifestation, which that's kind of like still a long ways to go, okay, before I tell you where I'm at. But one of our accounts, our bank accounts, was there was some fraud going on. Okay, I received a note late last night after I made the video. I went down and got the mail, and I opened up, and it said, there was some fraud, and somebody had made a some kind of, what do you call it? They were acting like they were me, and they were able to take some money from the account. All right. So, it was a dispute, and so the form said I was going to lose my dispute, and the money was going to come out. I didn't even really know what they were talking about. So I was on the phone for what seemed like at least an hour with somebody at the bank. And then so they had to freeze that account, and I had to, get a hold of the other provider, which was Venmo was involved. So I had to call them, and then I had to go down to the bank, to the branch, to open up a new bank account. So all in all of this probably took like 4 or 5 hours if you factor in traveling and just that kind of stuff where you're kind of in limbo and you know, anyway. So that took up a whole bunch of my day. So things that I had planned, making a video on the techniques, kind of went to the wayside, and I figured this might be better to talk about because this is back to the video game analogy. I want to bring it back to the video game analogy because I was thinking about this today. Okay, why does anyone play a video game? Why do you play video games? Because it's fun, because there are surprises, especially when you're playing those adventure games. You don't know what the next board is going to look like or what it's going to be, but you would have a lot of trouble beating the fifth board if you don't beat the first four boards leading up to the fifth board. Depending on what game you're playing, you might not even know what you're doing. Okay, so this is all part of becoming that person. So these things, this this is something that if this would have happened, and I know I keep saying this, but if this would have happened in March, I would have got this note, and it probably would have just sat on my desk for like a couple weeks until maybe my wife saw it, and or money was debited from our account and we couldn't pay bills or like something like that. And then it would end up in, a lot of frustration and negativity, and that's how this would have went down. But as soon as I got it last night, I put it on my non-negotiables. I said I got to make this call tomorrow and see what's going on. And then after that, normally when they say you have to go and you have to call Venmo and get them involved, even if I would have took that first step, I would have been like, you know what? I did enough for today. I'll call Venmo tomorrow. And then that would have maybe happened sometime next week. But instead, I was like, okay, I got to call Venmo. Bing, bang, boom. Filed a dispute there. And then next, okay, now I got to go to the bank and open up a new account. There's absolutely no chance at any other point in my life would I have done all this in one day, on the same day. Absolutely zero, less than a 0% chance. Okay. So this just goes to show you, if nothing else in my life was changing, this right here, being non-negotiable and taking care of things that need to be taken care of, that changes your life in and of itself. That changes your life. But everything else is also changing. So back to the levels, okay? When you are just falling asleep in the wish fulfilled and you want to win the lottery, what that's like is going from what I just said, from level 1 up to level 5 without beating the other 4 levels, without even knowing how to play the game. And so if you're starting at level 5 and you don't know how to handle certain things, which now I'm learning, today was a learning experience, that winning the lottery, that money is probably going to go by the wayside really fast because you haven't built the foundation in order to hold on to the money and then make the money work for you. And these are all the things that I'm learning now. Building my credit. Okay, credit is on the rise. Credit is very important in life. Unless you've just got tons of money coming in and you don't have to worry about credit. But, right now, credit's an important thing for me. Getting yourself established in a good credit rating. And so these are the things that are happening, especially today, and that have happened over the course of the last couple months. And these are the things that I feel like a lot of people are looking at, and they're looking at it as this shouldn't be happening, or why is this happening to me? Falling asleep in the wish fulfilled doesn't work because this wouldn't be happening. But when you change your perspective and you see it as a game, and you see it as this is just a level that once I get past this level 4, next I'm on level 5. I get to see what level 5 is like, but I got to pass level 4 first. And if you don't even try level 4, like if I would have just sat the paperwork here and not done anything with it, then I'm just stuck on level 4. And then maybe I go back to level 3. That's why it's falling asleep in the wish fulfilled consistently over and over and over again. And you just keep moving up the rungs. All right. So that's it for that. Lions Den. Marley, Kate, Brent, Mindy was back. Mindy posted, and I haven't heard from Rad Radicals yet. So we'll see what happens there with the post. But, Marley had said that she had a challenging day yesterday with posting her live. I'm not sure. I've never posted a live. Maybe I'll do that one day. But I have a feeling that it's kind of like making a video and you do the live, and if you have trouble uploading it, and then you have to make another live, that sounds like it could be quite the inconvenience. And maybe, someone who's not being non-negotiable and posting here would just say, you know what? I'll just do it tomorrow. It's not meant to be today. You know how many times I said that, like, throughout, it's not meant to be, like. And back to the video game analogy, there are times where if you're playing these games like Pitfall, or like going back, I'm just trying to think like where these rocks are coming at you, which could be like resistance or a negative person coming at you that normally you would react to. Like if there's a boulder rolling down a hill and you go and try and like beat up the boulder is just going to run you over. Okay, so in effect, if you sidestep the boulder and let the boulder just roll by, you could look at that as anytime somebody comes at you with a negative reaction or something negative, it's for you. Maybe you can look at it like, this is just a boulder. I just need to sidestep. I need to just not react to this. And then, move on to the next thing. Okay, so it's just all about changing your perspective, because like I said, especially not much has changed, like in terms of the characters and the environment that I'm in right now over the last 4 months, but everything's changing. Okay, and it's just a matter of time before there are different players in the game and there is a different background here. All right, so that's it for today. Day 82 in the books. I'll see you tomorrow for day 83. I love you all. Enjoy your night.